Heaven is watching. The angels are speaking your name. This message is not an accident. It is not a coincidence. You are being chosen and warned. You are being protected. Do not scroll. Do not move away. Stay until the end, because what you're about to hear will open your eyes and calm your heart. You have been tracked, but not in the way you think. Someone has been following your steps, watching quietly, recording your movements, but heaven saw it first. A private investigator has been watching your life, but heaven has been investigating your soul. Join our membership and take your spiritual journey to the next level. As a member, you'll get exclusive access to powerful messages, early releases, and deeper insights into God's Word. Don't miss out. Become a member today and experience God's blessings in a whole new way. God says, I allowed this so that truth could be revealed. You've been feeling watched, haven't you? That uneasiness that won't go away. It wasn't your imagination. It was confirmation. There's been a human eye on you. Yes, but also an angelic eye above you. Someone wanted to expose you. Heaven wanted to protect you. The investigator thought they were uncovering your secrets, but instead they found your purpose, because every path they traced led back to divine favor. Every hidden thing they tried to reveal was wrapped in light. They found something they didn't expect, a child of destiny. You. They discovered you are covered by a force that cannot be explained. They saw your patterns, your calls, your silence, but what they didn't understand is that everything about you is guided. Even your quiet moments were orchestrated by heaven. You see, there are people who wanted to know why you keep surviving. They wanted to know why no weapon works against you, why your name keeps resurfacing after every fall. So they hired eyes to follow you. They wanted to find evidence of failure, but what they found instead was evidence of grace. Because every report, every photograph, every word whispered behind closed doors pointed to one thing: you are chosen. Type 333 if you believe angels are guiding you. You have been anointed for something they can't stop. Heaven says they followed you thinking they'd expose you, but all they did was witness a miracle in progress. The investigator's report is no longer about your faults. It's about your favor. You've been marked, yes, but not for destruction. You've been marked for deliverance. You've been tracked, but also protected. Angels were stationed around you before they even started their search. They saw your location, but heaven already sealed it in light. They saw your face, but heaven had already covered it with glory. They saw your pain, but God turned it into power. You are being prepared for something big, something that will silence every lie spoken about you. Heaven says, stop worrying about who's watching you. I am watching you. And when I watch, it is not to judge. It is to defend. When I see you, I see strength I placed inside you before you were born. I see a survivor of storms. I see someone who kept going when everything told them to stop. And that is why I will not allow this investigation to destroy you. I will use it to elevate you. Because while they track your past, I am building your future. They look at what you did. I look at what you're becoming. They look for evidence of weakness. I show them evidence of light. Do you understand now why you've been isolated lately? Why people have been acting strangely around you? It's because some already know something is unfolding. They can feel your destiny growing, and it scares them. They see your glow, even when you're tired. They hear your name in rooms you've never entered. They sense that heaven has placed you under a divine spotlight. But don't fear the attention. Don't fear the watchers, because what they see can't harm what's holy. You are covered by unseen armor, and the truth is, even the private investigator began to feel it. When they looked deeper, something began to shift inside them. They realized they were tracking a life that carried heaven's signature. They couldn't explain the peace that surrounded your home. They couldn't explain the strange coincidences that protected you. They couldn't explain how every wrong turn somehow led you to safety. They couldn't explain how your name came up in prayer meetings, in dreams, and whispers of light. Heaven says the investigation was never about your destruction. It was about revelation. They thought they were exposing secrets. I was exposing their intentions. The ones who sent them will soon be revealed. Their motives will be shown. And when that happens, don't seek revenge. Because I am already dealing with them. I'm turning their schemes into stepping stones. I'm turning their plans into platforms. What they meant to shame you will raise you. What they meant to uncover will anoint you. You are being set apart in this season. Every hidden enemy is being exposed. Every false friend is being revealed. Every plot is being reversed. Because you, my child, carry a light that cannot be dimmed. Comment God is with me if you trust His plan for your life. They followed your footsteps, but I guided your path. They recorded your voice, but I amplified your prayers. They read your messages, but I wrote your destiny. And now, heaven says, it's time for your vindication. There's a divine report being written above you, and it declares, innocent, protected, chosen, rising. The enemy thought surveillance would scare you, but what they didn't know is that being watched is part of your calling. Because when heaven chooses someone, the world can't help but stare. You are the living evidence of divine intervention. That's why eyes are on you. That's why conversations keep circling back to your name. That's why strange things have been happening around you lately. Because God is rewriting your story while the world is still trying to interpret your past. You've been feeling heavy, haven't you? Like something's pressing on your spirit. That's because you've been standing between exposure and elevation. Heaven has been waiting for the right moment to turn the investigation around. The angels have been gathering every false word spoken about you and turning them into testimonies. Soon, those who tried to spy will be speechless. Those who doubted you will apologize. Those who mocked you will stand in awe. Because what they found in you was not weakness, it was divine strength. They found a survivor. They found a heart that refused to break. They found someone heaven refused to abandon. God says your pain was the evidence of purpose. Your tears were the trail leading to transformation. Even the investigator couldn't ignore the light that surrounded your name. And now, that light is about to shine brighter. You're about to receive a message that will change everything. A phone call, a report, a sudden confirmation that proves what I've been saying all along. You were never the target. You were the testimony. So don't panic when the truth comes out. Don't fear the noise, because what's about to be revealed is not your downfall. It's your deliverance. The private eyes saw your struggles, but heaven saw your strength. They noted your losses, but heaven recorded your lessons. And now, the book of your life is turning a new page. Something powerful is unfolding. You're about to understand why everything had to happen exactly the way it did. The following days will feel strange, like everything is shifting. That's because it is. The watchers are backing away. The energy that once surrounded you is being cleared. The divine hand is repositioning you. You're moving into a new spiritual territory. The same attention that once felt invasive will now work in your favor, because heaven will use the same eyes that watched you to witness your rise. You will stand before them radiant, peaceful, untouchable, and they will whisper, "We didn't know this is who they were." Yes, they didn't know, but heaven did. Heaven knew you were chosen before they even started watching. Heaven knew your worth before they even questioned your name. Heaven knew your destiny before they even wrote their first report. And now, heaven says, it's time for you to stop hiding. Stop dimming. Stop fearing. Step into the light that was always yours. Because the investigation is over. The final report from heaven reads, protected, vindicated, elevated. No curse can attach to you. No lie can hold you. No watcher can stop what God has written. Type victory if you believe breakthrough is coming. Heaven says, be still and know I am handling this. Now breathe. Release the fear. You were never alone. The eyes that watched you never saw the angels guarding you. And while they were tracking your moves, heaven was tracking your heart. The investigation that began in secrecy will end in revelation. The truth will speak for you. Peace will return to you, and miracles will follow you. Because you, my child, are not being exposed, you are being revealed. The season of fear is ending. The season of freedom is beginning. You will start to notice small shifts first. The phone calls that once brought stress will become silent. The faces that once stared with suspicion will turn away. The doors that were shut without explanation will open again. This is the quiet sign of heaven's intervention. The storm is passing. The clouds are breaking. Light is moving through the places that once felt dark. The angels have gone ahead of you to clear your path. You are walking into a field that has already been prepared. The ground has been softened. The stones have been removed. The path has been straightened, because heaven knows where you're going next. You're going into a space where visibility is protection, not danger. Where your story will be your shield. Where your testimony will be your sword. This is why you had to go through being watched. It trained your spirit to stay steady under pressure. It built endurance in your heart. It taught you to pray when you felt exposed. It showed you that the voice of God can still reach you even in the noise of suspicion. Now that strength will serve you. Now that patience will promote you. Now that faith will crown you. God says, I am lifting you higher than the eyes that tried to watch you. They will have to tilt their heads to see you now. They will have to adjust their view because you are rising. And when you rise, your light will not be hidden anymore. But it will also not be vulnerable, because I have built a fortress around your soul. No whisper can breach it. No jealousy can crack it. No plot can reach it. You are in the palm of my hand, and no one can snatch you out. Even the investigator felt it. They wrote in their notes, every time we get close, something strange happens. Because angels stood between you and harm. Because prayer built walls they could not climb. Because destiny guarded you like an invisible army. And now, that invisible army is moving you forward. You will feel it in your spirit, a lightness, a release, a holy push. Ideas you thought were gone will come back. Connections you thought were lost will return. Opportunities you thought were dead will revive. This is resurrection season, not just for your dreams, but for your confidence. You will walk into rooms differently now. Your shoulders will feel lighter. Your voice will carry more authority. Your presence will shift atmospheres. Because you've walked through surveillance and come out shining. You've been through fire and you smell like heaven. The report about you is changing even now. Where it once said watched, it now says witnessed. Where it once said suspect, it now says chosen. Where it once said case open, it now says case closed. The final seal is being stamped over your life, protected, promoted, prepared. You will see signs of the seal in your day-to-day life. Look for sudden peace in places that once felt tense. Look for unexpected favor from people you barely know. Look for synchronicities that confirm you're on the right path. Because heaven wants you to know this is not a dream. This is not wishful thinking. This is your season. The waiting is over. The hiding is over. The fear is over. The watchers have lost access. The enemies have lost power. And you are walking into a chapter that begins with, and it came to pass. Everything you've endured was leading here. Every tear watered the ground for this harvest. Every prayer built the foundation for this breakthrough. Every betrayal carved the path for this blessing. You are stepping into destiny territory now. Where eyes will see but not harm. Where mouths will speak but not curse. Where hands will reach but not take. Because heaven's mark on you is visible to all realms. God says, even now, I am erasing your name from their lists. Their files are closing. Their screens are blank. Their access is denied. And all that remains is the memory of how you survived. Let that memory become your fuel. Let it remind you of who carried you. Let it make you bold for the days ahead, because the same God who protected you is now about to promote you. And promotion comes with visibility, but this time it will be safe. This time it will be holy. This time it will be celebrated, not surveilled. You will see invitations come, platforms, rooms, conversations you once dreamed of. You will be able to speak freely. You will be able to move freely. You will be able to rest without fear, because your story is now a sanctuary, and no one can trespass what God has consecrated. Heaven says, you are stepping out of the shadows. The shadows taught you strength, but they are no longer your home. The watchers taught you vigilance, but they are no longer your threat. You are free. Free to build, free to love, free to rise. And as you rise, remember this, you were never alone. Every step was measured. Every breath was counted. Every tear was stored. Every prayer was answered. And now, every promise is manifesting. Your name is being spoken in rooms of blessing. Your face is being remembered by those who can help you. Your path is being cleared by hands you cannot see, because heaven's investigation has ended, and heaven's vindication has begun. You will soon look back and say it was worth it. You will soon understand why it had to happen. You will soon see that what was meant to expose you actually exalted you, and your peace will return like a flood. Sleep will come easier. Breath will come deeper. Joy will feel natural again, because your spirit knows it's safe now. You are safe now, and you are stepping into the promise that was always yours. The wind around you is changing. The heaviness is lifting. The whispers are silencing. You can almost feel it in your chest, that tight knot untying, the invisible pressure finally easing. This is the Savior sighing. This is the shift you prayed for. This is the moment heaven says enough. No more eyes on you for harm. No more digging into your life to find darkness. They've seen the light and they've stepped back. They're beginning to realize what they were really looking at. They were looking at a living testimony. They were looking at a story still being written by God. They were looking at someone whose journey would one day save others. That's why you survived it. That's why you're still here. That's why, even when you felt broken, something inside whispered, hold on. It was heaven whispering. It was angels reminding you that this isn't the end. It was divine timing holding your hand. And now that timing is moving you into a new phase. You'll feel it as new energy, lighter, clearer, stronger. People will notice it on your face. They'll say you look different. They'll say you're glowing. Because you are. Because the burden of being watched has been lifted. And now you carry only the mantle of being chosen. This is what it means to be chosen. You are seen, but you are safe. You are visible, but you are invincible. You are known, but you are protected. Nothing can touch what heaven has claimed. Not lies, not envy, not surveillance, not even your own fears. Heaven says, I have wrapped you in a robe of light. That's why some people can't look you in the eye anymore. That's why some conversations end when you walk in. That's why some plots fall apart before they can begin. It's not you. It's me covering you. It's me sealing you. It's me elevating you. And as you rise, you'll notice this too. New helpers will appear. People you've never met will show up with exactly what you need. Doors you didn't even knock on will swing open. Opportunities will arrive unannounced. This is how heaven works when the season shifts. What was once hidden will now find you. What was once delayed will now rush toward you. What was once impossible will now become inevitable. Because the watchers are gone and the way is clear. You are stepping into a new chapter. And in this chapter, you are not running from eyes. You are shining under light. The same light that once frightened you will now be your stage. The same name they tried to drag will now be celebrated. The same reports they tried to build will now be testimonies of your favor. This is divine reversal. This is heavenly justice. This is what it looks like when God turns everything for your good. You'll hear it in the way people talk to you now. You'll feel it in the way your body relaxes at night. You'll see it in the synchronicities that follow you, numbers, signs, confirmations. It's heaven's way of saying, you're free, you're protected, you're rising. And now, with each step you take, remember this, the investigation was never about finding you guilty. It was about proving you unstoppable. And now, it's proven. Your enemies know it. The investigator knows it. And soon you'll know it too, deep in your heart, without fear, without doubt. You'll know you are exactly where you're meant to be. And you'll step forward with confidence. You'll build again. You'll dream again. You'll love again. And you'll never be the same. Because heaven has carried you through what would have crushed someone else. Because heaven has taught you to shine even in shadow. Because heaven has shown you that being watched doesn't stop your purpose. It only reveals it. And now your purpose will shine without interruption. Now your peace will hold without trembling. Now your destiny will unfold without delay. The watchers are gone. The angels remain. And you, my child, are walking into your promised future. Breathe. Feel it. Receive it. This is your time. This is your release. This is your moment. You've been tracked, but now you'll be trailed by blessings. You've been followed, but now you'll be followed by favor. You've been studied, but now you'll be studied for strength. Because you are chosen. Because you are protected. Because you are rising. Because heaven's eyes have always been on you, not to judge, but to guide. And now those same eyes are smiling. And now the angels are rejoicing. And now your spirit can finally rest. Because the story of surveillance has ended, and the story of breakthrough has begun. Do you feel it in your chest right now? That warmth rising where fear once sat? It's peace. It's confirmation. It's the sign that the heaviness you carried for so long is leaving. It's heaven's breath washing over you. You are entering a space where no false eye can follow, where no hidden report can touch, because when God seals a door, no one can open it. When God seals a soul, no one can infiltrate it. They thought they had you mapped. They thought they knew your steps. But heaven shifted the pattern. Heaven rerouted the path. So every time they thought they were ahead of you, you were already somewhere else. Every time they thought they could predict your next move, heaven moved you differently. You were never being outsmarted. You were being protected. And now you will see why. You will see the bigger picture. In the coming days, you will hear things, truths, confessions, slips of the tongue. It will reveal names. It will reveal motives. It will reveal exactly what was happening behind the phoenixes. Scenes. But you will not be harmed by it. You will be strengthened by it. Because heaven will show you just enough to confirm, not enough to crush. Just enough to explain, not enough to burden. The weight of knowing will not break you. It will free you. Because you are not the same person you were when this began. You've grown wiser. You've grown softer and stronger at the same time. Your spirit has been forged. Your discernment has sharpened. Your faith has deepened. This is why heaven allowed it, to prepare you for what's next. Because what's next is big. It's bigger than you've imagined. It's bigger than your fears. It's bigger than the rooms you've been excluded from. And it requires a person who can stand in light without trembling. A person who can be seen and still stay grounded. A person who can be known and still stay humble. That's you now. You are ready. This is why the watchers are gone. Because the training is complete. Because the preparation has done its work. You are stepping out of a classroom and onto a stage. You are stepping out of hiding and into destiny. Do not be surprised when favor starts moving quickly. Do not be surprised when doors open faster than you can knock. Do not be surprised when people who doubted you begin to seek you. It is not a trap. It is the shift. It is heaven placing you exactly where you belong. The angels will still be with you, but you will not feel the heaviness of surveillance anymore. You will feel the lightness of guidance. You will move freely. You will speak freely. You will sleep deeply, because heaven says the case is closed. There is a new label over your life now. It reads, protected by divine decree. Nothing can override that. Nothing can rewrite that. No gossip, no envy, no secret plan. You are sealed. You are blessed. You are rising. And as you rise, remember what you learned in the shadows. Remember how to stay kind. Remember how to stay prayerful. Remember how to stay aware, because now your story will help others. Your words will heal others. Your courage will awaken others. People who are scared and hiding will hear your voice and feel hope again. They will recognize themselves in your journey. They will realize they are not alone. This is your calling. This is your crown. Heaven says, I trusted you with the shadows, so I can trust you with the light. And the light is here now. You're stepping into it even as you read this. Feel it. Let it fill you. Let it wash away the last residue of fear. Breathe in. Say to yourself, I am safe. I am chosen. I am rising. Because you are. Because heaven has spoken. Because the investigation is over and the revelation is here. Because the watchers have left and the angels remain. Because the season of hiding is over and the season of shining has begun. You will no longer be tracked. You will be trailed by blessings. You will no longer be watched for harm. You will be watched as a sign. You will no longer be a target. You will be a testimony. You will no longer be the one in question. You will be the one with answers. And the answers will flow out of you like living water. They will heal, refresh, and restore others. Because that's what happens when heaven lifts you. That's what happens when God turns the page. That's what happens when angels guard your steps. So this is your moment. This is your new chapter. This is your miracle. And you don't have to earn it anymore. You only have to receive it. So receive it now. Let the words sink into your spirit. Let them rearrange the last pieces of fear. Let them rewrite the inner narrative. Say to yourself, I am covered. I am protected. I am safe. I am chosen. I am rising. Because you are. Because heaven is smiling over you right now. Because the angels are singing your name right now. Because the case is closed. The report is sealed. And your life is about to unfold in ways you never dreamed possible. This is the part where the story shifts. This is the part where everything starts making sense. The shadows behind you are dissolving. The path ahead is glowing. You are moving from secrecy into safety. You are moving from fear into freedom. It's not just words. You will feel it in your body. The nights will get quieter. Your dreams will get clearer. Your mornings will feel lighter. Because heaven's protection isn't just spiritual. It's physical. It's emotional. It's mental. God says, I am healing you on every level. The stress you carried from being watched will leave your nervous system. The sleepless nights will begin to fade. The heartbeats that used to race at every sound will slow. Peace will sit where panic used to live. Joy will take the seat where worry used to sit. You are not the hunted anymore. You are the herald. You are carrying news of freedom now. Your presence will announce it. People will feel calmer around you. They'll feel hope when you walk in. Because you carry heaven's atmosphere. You carry light that cannot be hidden. That's why some tried to follow you. That's why some tried to copy you. They didn't understand what they were sensing. But now heaven says, I am setting you apart. No imitation can match the original. No counterfeit can match your calling. And your calling is bigger than their reports. Your calling is bigger than their plans. Your calling is bigger than their opinions. You were never meant to be small. That's why you kept breaking their boxes. You were never meant to be silent. That's why your voice kept rising even in whispers. You were never meant to be hidden forever. That's why even in hiding, you glowed. God says, I was training you to stand in light without losing yourself. Now you are ready. Now you are safe. Now you are rising. This is the divine moment you've been waiting for. The moment where fear turns into faith. The moment where being tracked turns into being trailed by blessings. The moment where exposure turns into elevation. And it starts right here. It starts right now. With you. Breathe in again. Whisper to yourself, I am covered. I am chosen. I am free. Because you are. Because heaven says so. Because the angels around you say so. And soon the world will see so. The watchers who tried to harm you will have to watch you rise. The people who doubted you will have to witness your breakthrough. The ones who whispered about you will have to speak your name with honor. This is how heaven writes endings. This is how heaven writes beginnings. It takes what was meant to crush you and uses it to crown you. It takes what was meant to expose you and uses it to exalt you. It takes what was meant to shame you and uses it to shine you. That's your story. That's your testimony. That's your miracle. You've been tracked, but now you're being trailed by angels. You've been followed, but now you're being followed by favor. You've been reported, but now you're being recorded in heaven's book of blessings. And nothing can erase that. Nothing can undo that. Nothing can stop that. You are sealed. You are safe. You are rising. As you read these words, know this. This is not the end. This is the shift. This is the opening. This is the proof that heaven heard you. You are stepping into days of clarity, days of relief, days of relief, days of vindication. And the fear of being watched will fade into a story you tell with strength. A story that helps others know they're not alone. Because this is bigger than you. Your story is going to free others. Your testimony is going to awaken others. Your courage is going to teach others. And heaven is going to use you as a living sign. So walk with your head high now. Sleep with your heart calm now. Move with your spirit free now. Because heaven says you are untouchable. You are unstoppable. You are rising. The shift you're feeling now is not temporary. It's permanent. This peace is not a moment. It's a mantle. It's being placed on your shoulders even as you read. It's wrapping around you like a warm cloak. Because heaven never only rescues. Heaven restores. You're not just being freed from fear. You're being filled with power. Power to speak where you once stayed silent. Power to stand where you once trembled. Power to build where you once hesitated. God says, I am giving you new strength for a new chapter. Your eyes will see clearer. Your ears will hear sharper. Your spirit will sense quicker. You'll know who to trust without overthinking. You'll know when to move without second guessing. You'll know when to wait without feeling guilty. This is what it means to walk in divine timing. This is what it means to be led instead of chased. The days of being hunted are gone. The days of being guided are here, and you will begin to see signs of it in small ways first. People who once pressed you for answers will back off. Spaces that once felt heavy will feel lighter. Then you'll see the bigger ways. Doors opening, offers arriving, messages coming. It will feel fast, but you'll be ready. Because heaven never accelerates before it equips. And you have been equipped in the shadows. You've learned to pray when you were scared. You've learned to stand when you were shaken. You've learned to keep your heart soft when others were harsh. These are not small things. They are the marks of someone ready for destiny. That's who you are now. That's why heaven trusted you with this journey. The private investigator thought they were tracking a random life, but they were tracking a prophecy in motion. They were tracking someone who carries a kingdom, someone who carries light, Someone whose name is written in heavenly ink. They couldn't have known it. They couldn't have understood it. But heaven knew it, and heaven allowed it so you could be positioned. Now the positioning is complete. Now the tables are turning. Now the elevation begins. So don't be afraid when invitations come. Don't shrink when new platforms call you. Don't doubt when blessings arrive faster than explanations. This is not a trap. This is the trap. This is the fulfillment of promises. Heaven says, I am rewarding you publicly for what you endured privately. The eyes that once tried to expose you will now witness your blessing. The mouths that once spread rumors will now spread your testimony. The hands that once built cases will now fold in awe. This is divine reversal. This is heavenly justice. This is what it looks like when God says enough. You are stepping into a life where your presence speaks louder than your defense, where your peace speaks louder than your proof, where your favor speaks louder than your fear. And you will know deep down, it was never you against them. It was always you in heaven. It was always heaven covering you. It was always heaven covering you. It was always angels surrounding you. That's why you're still here. That's why you're still breathing. That's why you're still rising. And as you rise, remember, this is not just for you. This is for everyone who will be healed by your story. You are a carrier of hope now, a voice of light now, a walking sign now. The watchers are gone. The angels remain. The path is open. Step into it. Walk in it. Own it. Because you are covered. Because you are chosen. Because you are rising. And heaven is singing your name even now.